Hey guys, it's Chris from SurviveNnThrive. I'm out camping this weekend and I thought I'd show you a few things while I'm out. Be a good opportunity to get some video time. So what I'm going to show you now is I have one up on my channel now. It's a pot hook with the tripod. Now I'm going to show you how to make a pot hanger, or a pot hook some people call it, without a tripod. What you're going to need is you're going to need a Y stick, or one of the options I showed you in another video I'll be posting up, which would be the X or the split Y. What you're going to need is you're going to need a green stick and a Y stick or something to prop the stick up on. Another good thing to have is a upside down, like a smaller Y or a stake, and I'll show you why in a second. So just hang in there and we'll get right into it. Okay guys, so I got the components I need. I was holding this earlier. I have my green stick I'm going to use to actually hang the pot on. I have my Y set up right here next to the fire where I want it, and I have my stake that's going to hold the pot down. So let me just grab the pot out of my kit, get the stuff out of it. Alright, so I have a simple little pot I took out of a mess kit. It works well, it's very lightweight. It's a tin aluminum thing, so it'll just work well. So what I'm going to do, the first thing you want to do is you want to set up your Y where you want your pot stick to go. Alright, so you can see, this is my Y stick, right here. And I have it set up exactly where I want my thing to hang. So just like this. I feel like you guys aren't seeing all this, so I apologize if this video is horrible. I probably won't put it up. Okay, so this is where I want my pot hanger to go, like right about here. It's perfect length, my Y's in the right spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stick, now that I know where I want my pot to hang, where the stick I want, I'm going to make a notch. Now let's realize that the stick's going to be at an angle like this, going backwards towards your Y and out of the fire. So your pot's going to want to slide this way when it's hanging. So this is what we're going for. Right here, you want to be able to hang your pot. So we need to make a notch so this doesn't happen. See how it moves? So knowing that it's going to slide this way, we want to make the flat part of the notch the back. So in my other pot hook video, we made a notch. We're going to do the same thing. We're taking our blade and we're just going to work in a flat section, and then we're going to cut into the flat part like that, and it's going to pop our notch right just like that. Now see how we have a notch? It's going to catch our pot. Now that we have our notch, we're going to position it over the fire where we want it. So we said that's where we're going to want it. My fire is going to be a lot bigger when I'm doing this. So now our second component is this. This is just a Y stick that's up, like instead of using it this way, I'm going to be using it like this way. So what that's going to do, sorry I'm moving the camera so much, I'm working in a confined space. So what that's going to do is when you have your other Y stick, not this one, your secondary one, you're going to flip it upside down and put it behind this. Here's our Y, and you get the excess stick coming out of the fire for a pot hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and stake it over the top into the ground. So this stick we already have won't tip or fall into the fire. Because if this wasn't staked down in any way, this would come up and drop our pan into the fire and probably put it out. And this is where our pot's going to go. We can take our pot and simply, oops, got it stuck there. Simply put it over just like that. It's not going to slide down my stick because the notch is catching it, and we can cook stuff in it. Now granted, my fire's a little small and it's over this way right now, but that's how you'd make a pot hook. Simple little pot hook or pot hanger, whatever you want to call it. So I'll just give you one more run through on it. We have our green stick. That's important. This stick needs to be green. We've created our notch with the flat end of the notch, the back of the notch, facing our Y, facing away from the fire. That way our pot won't slide back down the stick. So we got our pot hanging. Now we have the rest of our stick. Then it comes to our Y, which is holding it or suspending it over the fire. Our Y is stuck into the ground about a good 4 or 5 inches, so that thing won't fall over on us. Then at the back of our stick, depending on how big the pot or how heavy it's going to be, is going to depend on how big and how long this is going to be. I have a small pot, so it's not going to be huge. You can see I have the 2 things stuck into the ground to hold the pot in place. I mean the stick in place, so the pot doesn't tip and fall into our fire, and we lose our fire and or our food. Okay guys, so before I finish this video, I just wanted to do a quick variation on this. So I got my fire, I got a big log on my fire, and it's burned out down to coals, which is fine. Get it going in a second. But if you're cooking over coals, I'm just going to adjust this so you can see. Cooking over coals, I wouldn't want my pan this high. It's not going to do much. Maybe keep the stuff in it warm, but I'm not going to be able to boil. So what we're going to do is a variation, is we're going to take a stick like a Y, just like this, only we're going to leave this part really, really long. Okay guys, so we took this out, and we're going to use that big Y I showed you in a second, what we're going to be using it for. Now, as I said, the coals, we're not going to be able to do much with that pot. So I'm going to stick our big Y stick with the long end into the ground as far as I can get it. That way our camping pot, hook thing, whatever you want to call it. Let me move this log out of the way for you. So let me just show you what this is doing right here. First of all, we have our Y stick, which is like this, here, set up on the edge of our fire. We have our pot hanging stick, which is here. And then we have our secondary Y, but instead of clamping it down like this, we're actually raising this other side so the stick can sit level, like that, and bring our pot closer to the fire. Now, the benefit of this versus the other one, using just a small little thing, is I can now adjust. By pushing this into the ground more, I can bring this up, or pulling it out, I can lower it. As you can see, the hot coals in here, we can lower it by doing what I just said. Down in here to get the heat, so now we can cook with it. Versus, if we had our other thing, it would still be way up here and it would do absolutely nothing. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that pot hang or pot hook, whatever you want to call it. I call it a pot hook. It's something you can use with you when you go out camping, a good way to cook or boil water over fire if you have the pot or utilities. You can hang a bottle on there too if you want. You can even cook meat or hot dogs that way. I've done it before. So it's just a good knowledge to have, sitting around the campfire, some special things you can set up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for checking out my videos. Thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for your support, subscribing, actually watching my videos. I like to see that people are actually watching them and come on every now and get a few extra views.